sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I am making sense out of this senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here, and we have expanded to 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to support the show and support Reaver, well, if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to reaver.1/shop. Reaver.1/shop. Pick up yourself a kick-ass t-shirt. Have you ever had a point where you're just so beat down in life that it's got you right just to the point of who gives a fuck moments? That's last night and today. I mean, it's those that listen to the show know that I have physical issues, physical injuries. And because of that, yeah, I've put on some weight. Well, I'm in a homeowners association, unfortunately. And they have a management company, property management company that runs around our neighborhood. Well, there's an issue with one of their guys yesterday. And I'm trying to do things. The medicine I take, one of them, it causes weight gain. But I was out walking when this guy fucking flipped a lid. Took a picture of a bush, and he was hiding behind it with his car. And he flipped out on why I'm taking a picture of his car in public. Now, this all happened about 4 o'clock. Well, this guy goes ape shit. We get in a little word battle back and forth. He's trying to boss me around, telling me I gotta fucking leave. I can't be anywhere as I'm on a public sidewalk, which he didn't like that answer. So what does he do? I start walking back to... I'd walk away. I had enough of his little bullshit. So I start walking away. And I always pay attention to my surroundings. I'm always looking around every few minutes. And I notice he's about 5-6 houses behind me parked on the street now. He was in a parking lot, and now he's there. So I kept walking. And he keeps moving up slowly, creeping up. I've figured out this jackass is stalking me. He's following me. So I turn around. And he quickly then drives down the street past me. I watch. He turns around again. So I turned around. And at that point, I pulled my phone out, started recording. Now, mind you, because of my issues, I'm walking with a cane. So you can see, and limping and hobbling along. So what does this guy think it's smart to do? Step above property management. their employee decides it's smart to roll down his window and yell out, excuse me, I mean, I cuss all the time in the show, but he yells out, "Fuck you, fat ass." And it's not done from here. So he goes and hides. All right, so I got video of it. I put it up on the internet. And that just, it bothered me, but all right. Then I'm talking with my neighbors because this isn't the first time this guy has lost his shit with the neighbors. He starts shit anymore. And then one of my neighbors, he called the cops. The police were kind of like, why are we here type deal. My neighbor didn't do nothing. So I'm hanging out with several of my neighbors. We're talking about the HOA and how they've gone batshit crazy. Because I also got a letter because I had a hole in my roof. Okay? So my insurance company put a tarp on my roof. So now my HOA is fining me. Also because I got some mold on my house. Or some, not mold, but mildew. I got some dirt on my house. It's been raining like an SOB lately. And I had a tarp on my roof because I had a hole in my roof. And if anybody was listening last week, you could hear the roofers as they were ripping my roof off. Excuse me, last Wednesday. So the tarp is off, but they're fining me because I had a tarp on the roof. Because of a hole. So we're all talking about this peddly ass shit. I have a weeds in my yard in Florida. Oh my God. I have a weed in my yard. Holy shit. They're nitpicking. We haven't had an issue like this. It's a new HOA president. He's just being a cocksucker. And what's funny is if you go to the page now, it used to list the board members. Now they've hidden who's who. And thank you, Chris Christie, by the way, you fucking piece of shit. Because before he got out of office and ran to the Democrats, he deregulated the HOAs in Florida. There is no governing body in Florida. There's no one I can complain to and file complaint with in the state of Florida. So they're running around finding people, not even following the proper steps laid out in their bylaws. So there I am. I'm bullshitting my neighbors. It's like 7 o'clock at night now. My wife and kid come up, and we're all bullshitting. That jackass is already driven by like 1 or 2 times. And all of a sudden, one of the neighbors goes, "Hey, there's a cop at the pool." And that's where it used to be a security company. They fired the security company. Now they have these idiots driving around. So they're not even security. I don't know what the hell they are. So I'm sitting there bullshitting. We laughed about it. All of a sudden, we see the cops coming down the street. And one of my neighbors jokingly turns to me and goes, "Hey, what are the chances they're coming for you because that shit happened earlier?" I started laughing. They pull up to where we are. I look at my neighbor. The cops head right towards me and say, "Can we talk?" I looked. I said, "What for?" They're like, "Oh, no, you're not in trouble. We need to talk about what happened earlier." I said, "Good." And we're talking back and forth. I'm like, "Why? What are you here for?" "We want to make sure there's no issue." I said, "Where am I?" I said, "I walked away." And we went back and forth, and I showed him pictures. And then when they saw the timestamp on the pictures, that it was 2 hours prior, the one cop, and I told him, I said, he was following me. He admitted that we told him he can't do that. Well, I don't feel safe now. This guy is so unstable that I took a picture of a bush, and his car was behind it, and he loses his sanity. I could not friggin' believe all this. So I email the property management company. They think they're talking to a neighbor because they're even said. And then they go on, and I'm trying to catch up from everything that went on the last couple of years with me. I'm still going through trying to get disability. I don't work. This isn't work. I do this to keep my mind busy. Well, I'm behind on my HOA fee. I'm getting caught up. In fact, I've paid my HOA fees. I'm getting caught up on the exorbitant, ridiculous late fees, fines, all that. And I mean fines because I was behind. Let's put it this way. Pretty much the late fees, which is 50%, thank you, Chris Christie, you fuckhead, are 50% on the late fees. And with the fines and legal fees, I'm paying more than what I owed originally. And to give you the numbers, I was behind about $7,000. I'm paying $7,000 in legal fees, fines, and interest. And who can I talk to about this? Nobody. Who can I talk to that the HOA isn't even following its own rules? Nobody. And what I mean by that, they have to give you 3 warnings. They never warned me about any of the issues. Sent it directly to a lawyer. Now I'll have to pay his legal fees. So I email the property management with the video of their guy making those comments to me. They also respond, well, that person is behind on their HOA fees. So Step Above Management is excusing their employee for his conduct. And then trying to disparage me because I'm behind on my HOA fees. What that has to do with one or the other, and why are they releasing my private information like that, which I know I'm telling it on the radio, I don't care. I let people know I've been in a hard situation. I've been digging out of it, doing the best I can. This is the last major hurdle I have to get over on my finances. This is the last major hurdle. And they want to release my personal financial information. And I had already told them I'm not a neighbor. This is the owner. And they still sent that one. Stupid idiots. So I get an email. Well, we'll let the board know what happened. Their employee goes buck-eyed wild. I remember a day. I felt bad. There's another step above real estate in Sarasota. I had posted that it was them on Facebook. And I'm giving a public apology. It wasn't them. And they let me know immediately it wasn't them. And I started apologizing. It just, I mean, I assumed, since same name. So to step above, what is it? Hold on, because I do want to give him an apology. I severely, a step above real estate and management is the one out of Sarasota. I do severely apologize for what I linked it to you guys. It's not you. But at least they said if that would have been their employee, just seeing the video, they would have fired him on the spot. This step above management, property management. That makes sense. Their employee does it. They're paying them. And they don't do diddly about, oh, they're going to let the board of HOA know. And then I found out there's tons of complaints about this management company. Hillsborough County Sheriffs were talking. As I said, they even turned around, and once they started finding out the facts, the one officer wanted to trespass. He's like, why can't we trespass this? Not me, the dipshit. And the other officer said because he works there, he's an employee, yada, yada. He's like, we should trespass him. This is ridiculous. And I let him know that this isn't the first time that this guy has started a problem with residents and then ran and called 911 to hide behind the cops. This is not the first time. And they said, yes, this is the worst HOA they've ever dealt with. There's nothing they could do. I mean, it's not breaking any laws to what they're dealing with. And the only thing they can advise me is if this guy comes anywhere near my house again, to call 911 immediately, and then they're going to start trespassing him. I'm worried. I mean, now I got to worry about my HOA because they're already showing that they're not going to follow the rules, and they're just going to rack up bills on me. I can't complain. I don't have the money to hire an attorney to try to help me on this. Chris Christie made sure as hell to screw over the American people in Florida by deregulating the HOAs. There's no protection. The laws back up. All the laws are in favor of the HOAs. At any time, they can foreclose on my house now. I want out of this development so bad. I want out of this house so bad, but I can't afford to do it. So I'm stuck here in hell. Governor's office is not going to do nothing. I already called. The senators in the state of Florida, you know, for all this money we pay for their office members, nobody's in their office. Nobody picks up their phones. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're coming after me because I had a tarp on my roof, because I had a hole in my roof. I already had mildew and mold inside my house. What am I supposed to do? Put my family at risk? This world has gone batshit crazy. what is this world coming to that this goes on? Yeah, holy. And it's... I know it probably sounds a little whiny over this, but it's like, holy shit. And it's just getting beat down after a while. It's like, holy shit. Sometimes it's just like, holy shit, can I tap out of this? Where's my reset button? Where's my amnesty? Oh, that's right. I'm white. Everything's my problem. I'm a male. Everything's my problem. I have all this white privilege, so... It's disheartening right now. I can tell you that. I just saw that an Oreo bakery shop accused of racism over a Oreo cupcake named Mr. President. Holy shit. This world is... Well, I think we peaked, and it's all downhill from here. Just... People are having fun with the memes, with that fly that landed on Hillary's face. I just saw one on a buddy of mine's that says, this fly was found shortly after the debate with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head. It has been ruled a suicide. I don't know. I'm about... I don't know. It's one of those days, and it's getting totally nuts. And if you want to see the video, you can go to Reaver.1. I have it up. It's ridiculous. This is HOAs in Florida. They're no regulation, no responsibility, no oversight. I guess they can do whatever they want. Well, yeah, and also if they do foreclose on your house, if the HOA loses any money, they have the right to sue you to try to get that money back. Chris Christie sure fucked the residents of Florida. And he's running for Senate again. The Republicans picked Marco Rubio over me. I'm leaving the party. Wait, let's even back it up. I'm a senator. I'm happy. I want to be governor. I'm governor. No, I want to be senator again. Oh, the Republicans aren't going to let me run for Senate. They want Marco Rubio. Well, I'm going independent then. Oh, I lost as an independent. I want to be governor again, so I'm going to run as a Democrat. Oh, I lost for governor. I want to be senator again. Holy shit. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, Speaker, YouTube, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to reaver.one/shop. Now, last thing I want to talk about with that damn HOA, because it's depressing me. They also got me because I'm not mowing my grass enough for them. Now, I push mow my lawn. I mow it every 2 weeks. Pretty much all my neighbors are push mowing it every 2 weeks. Now, there was one time when I was doing the 2 weeks, and we had a lot of rain, which the hair grass, you get like a drop of water on it, it grows like a weed. Well, when it rains for several days in a row, the shit gets high. Well, I got out there and mowed it. You know, they're nitpicking, and it's ridiculous. I don't know. It is absolutely a joke. All right, well, let's actually get on to some national news. Maybe that's why I do. There's a thing in Florida. It's a Florida-friendly landscaping. You basically do away with most of your grass with plants that are less water, that reduces water usage. And in Florida, it's actually a law. There's nothing the HOAs can do about that. Yeah, there's a really big word for it. Let's get the wife. Let's get the wife to tell me what this word is.
They're escaping. They're escaping. They're escaping.
Veriscaping. Now I want to. It's Xeriscaping, and it's saying veriscaping. See what else the wife has to say today.
You idiot.
Typical.
You idiot.
Even the computers are insulting me nowadays.
Learn English.
Thanks. Have you ever had one of those days? Seems like it's still pissed at me.
I want a divorce.
Just another day in paradise. So, President Barack Obama was repeatedly interrupted by Bill Clinton is a rapist protests during a rally for Hillary Clinton in Greensboro, North Carolina on Tuesday. So, Obama said, "Oh no," after a man and woman stood up yelling, "Bill Clinton is a rapist," which was also written on their T-shirts. They were booed because Obama stood silently, waiting nearly a minute for them to be removed. So, Democrats can have unruly people removed, but when Donald Trump has them removed, he's promoting hate and violence. And then he said he thought it was funny to say that the protesters were auditioning for a reality show. And goodness gracious, I'm trying to make a simple point here. So are they, you dumbass. You are promoting a woman who has been helping a sexual predator. The Democrats, who have been chastising anybody and everybody who speaks out, says one iota thing wrong about a woman, speaks wrong, says wrong, pronounces a word wrong, is now promoting a woman who has attacked sexual victims, belittled, not instigated, but silenced. And it's okay. He got interrupted again. And Mr. Dictator then got upset. And the president is upset. People are expressing their First Amendment right. Is someone hollering again? You know what? Here's the deal. Try to get your own rally. You got to get your own rally, and if you can't get your own rally, don't come mess up somebody else's rally. We've got work to do here. I did not hear him out there saying those words when the protesters were protesting Donald Trump. I didn't hear him when it got so bad and the violence got so bad, they shut down the rally. I didn't hear him out there chastising a crowd, telling them they can't express their First Amendment right. I see it's a typical hypocrite Democrat way. This is our democracy at work. This is great. Don't boo, vote. Well, actually, yeah, we can boo. It's freedom of expression, freedom of voice, freedom of speech. I know you don't back that type of stuff, Mr. President. I know you don't back our Bill of Rights, but we do still have those rights. Goes to show the hypocrisy in the Democrat Party. It's really blaring in people's face. just how low they will go. But then again, it's unbelievable the level of collusion between the Clintons and the DOJ on the email investigation. During the WikiLeaks, more documents are coming out that shows that the DOJ, during the department's investigation and litigation into the use of the private email server, there was collusion. They were talking. You had a spokesman in touch with the DOJ talking about the case and not, oh, we want to interview. There was collusion between the Department of Justice and and Hillary Clinton's campaign. This is absolutely ridiculous. And they're not going to do it, but the DOJ needs to release every single email of contact with the Clinton campaign. God, I hope Trump gets in. I really do. Because we need to have a major investigation, not only the Clinton email situation with an independent special prosecutor, we need to have a major investigation into illegal doings that have been going on within the Department of Justice. And if there is collusion and they were working with the Clintons, there should be some prosecutors in the DOJs that are prosecuted. And Loretta Lynch, if found that she was involved in this, she should be indicted. It's absolutely ridiculous. We have no transparency in this government. And anybody that thinks this is a transparent government, you are delusional. You are kidding yourself. You are outright lying to yourself. There is so much corruption, it is not even funny. This is not America. This is not how we do things. I don't care if this was a Republican. I don't care if this was the Whig Party. I don't care what the hell party it is. This is not right what's going on. They talk about white privilege and all that. This is privilege. People are getting away with illegal activities because of who they are. It's absolutely inconceivable. I can't believe that there's people so fucking blind and don't understand what America's actually about, that they still support this criminal enterprise. And if you think Hillary Clinton is going to be any different, then again, the problem is there's still people that think Obama has done nothing wrong. At least I got the balls and the smarts to say that Bush didn't do everything right. He wasn't the greatest president. How he handled 9/11, yeah, I have no problem with that. But I know he wasn't the best president. It's to these troglodyte lemmings, Obama can do no wrong. They blindly believe in everything he does, says. It's I just want to wake up from this nightmare. Holy. So, an appeals court rules that part of Obama's Dodd-Frank law is unconstitutional. A federal appeals court on Tuesday ruled a key part of Barack Obama's Dodd-Frank law unconstitutional, calling it a grave threat to individual liberties. This tees up yet another case for an evenly divided Supreme Court, the balance of which will be decided by whether Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton is elected in November. Dodd-Frank is a massive takeover of the U.S. financial system, just as the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, was a takeover of the U.S. healthcare system. It was the brainchild of Senator Elizabeth Warren, who was a professor at the time. A central part of Dodd-Frank creates the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, headed by a director nominated by the president, then confirmed by the Senate. Sorry. Companies on the receiving end of the CFPB decisions have challenged its constitutionality. On October 11th, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit agreed with several of those challenges, striking down part of one of Obama's signature laws, one strongly supported by Clinton. In a three-panel in the PHH Corporation versus CFPB wrote, "This is a case about executive power and individual liberties. The U.S. government's executive power to enforce federal law against private citizens, for example, to bring criminal prosecution and civil enforcement action is essentially to social order and progress, but simultaneously a grave threat to individual liberties. The framers understood that threat to individual liberties. When designing the executive power, the framers first separated the executive power from the legislative and the judicial power. The declared purpose of separating and dividing the powers of the government, of course, was to diffuse power to better secure liberty." It goes into a lot more. It's as Obama's done, and he's got smacked down time and time again. And he's gotten smacked down for unconstitutionality time and time again, crossing over his powers time and time again. I mean, we've all seen it. We have seen it time and time again. And it's scary. Yeah. This country is going to hell fast. one of my neighbors was asking about the video because, well, this is the guy that watches over our neighborhood and her kids. So I posted a picture of the bush I was taking a picture of, and that his car is behind it. Oh. And that's funny. I don't mean to jump subjects, but that was one of the things. The guy started the shit. Why are you taking a picture of my car? I was like, because I can. We're in public. And when I said that to the cop, that he got all pissed off and wanted to know immediately why I took a picture of his car, the cop turned around and goes, because you can. I was like, that was my answer, and he got all pissed off. He's like, why? I was like, he said it. I was being a smartass. He goes, no, you were telling the truth. You're in public. He was in public. Very simple. I mean, if you would have been like, hey, what's going on, bud? Did I do something? No, you didn't. You know what I mean? He got pissed off right off from the start. All right, back to actual news. Again, Obama, I mean, how many times have we heard the Supreme Court? He has lost more Supreme Court challenges than any other president. He has been smacked down for unconstitutional, going past his authority more times than any other president. This man feels that he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. Time and time again, we see this. Time and time again, he gets smacked down. That's why the Democrats are fighting so hard. Because they know the seats that are going to be available on the Supreme Court. And they want to push through their unconstitutional powers. That's why I support Trump. For anything else, that is what I support Trump over. The Supreme Court, the power. And this will set up whether we follow the Constitution or we destroy and ignore the Constitution. And there is a massive amount of Democrats that even see it. And no, Hillary is going to further the agenda of Obama and ignoring our Constitution, and they are supporting Trump. The only reason why it looks like they have popularity is because of the mainstream media. NBC, was it? I forget who just came out with the latest polls. They had Hillary up by 11. Yeah. They got caught tampering, fraudulently doing polls. I don't care what word you use. They are swaying low numbers, calling low numbers, and higher amount of Democrat personnel in these polls to get those higher numbers. They are tampering and making sure that they call into areas that are Hillary-supported areas. The companies that are holding these polls have direct connections to Hillary Clinton. This is not conspiracy. This is not tinfoil hat. These are people that have paper trails directly to Hillary Clinton. And then they're doing these polls saying how she's winning. I've said it before and I'll say it again. She has been propped up, if true polls were shown, and someone said there was an independent poll, and there was a larger sample of people called. And it was something like, I'm rounding it off, 60% Trump, 40% Hillary. I've said there was that ABC poll over this whole locker room talk. Okay? And they didn't realize what that poll actually meant. Well, it actually had some meaning behind it if you really decided to look. The only ones that want Trump to stay in are Trump supporters. And the ones that want him out are Hillary supporters. It was like 56% wanted him to stay in. Or 57%, sorry. And 43% wanted him out. I really look at the numbers in the rallies. I know they're screaming, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, it does. Oh, this is going to be a record low amount of people. I don't think it is. It's if it wasn't for, and I got to go back to it, if they weren't propping Hillary up, I think you had seen these polls that in a landslide, Trump is dominating. Yeah. Paul Ryan, he's not a Republican. He's a friggin' Democrat in a Republican clothing. And now you got some Republicans that are crying because Trump's responding back to their dumbassery. And they're upset about it. They want him to shut up. Well, Trump, I know I sound like a broken record on some of this stuff, is a counterpuncher. He attacks back and he hits harder than he gets hit. Holy snikey, are we late for a break? Let me just finish this one thought. Trump does nothing but hit back, and he hits harder. These Republicans are so used to just laying down and getting beat up on and taking it, they don't understand how to fight back. They think to win, you have to be subservient. Trump is a counterpuncher, and that's what won him the primary, and that's what has him in the lead now. He looks like a leader, he's acting like a leader, and he will protect us. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube, Spreaker, and iTunes. We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. Hang on.
I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless, but some days it's harder than the others. It really does. It's still got that shit on my head. So WikiLeaks also discovered, and I find this funny because we get told how we're conspiracy theorists time and time and time and time again. But it's been revealed that the Clinton camp feared Obama-style voter fraud in 2016. A recently released email thread reveals that the Clinton campaign was seriously concerned about potential voter fraud harming her chance in 2016 caucuses, again as the top operatives were reliving their 2008 experiences. The Clinton campaign was seriously concerned about potential voter fraud. An email written by Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta in May of 2015 warned that old friends of the Clintons were concerned they could face a repeat experience in various Democrat caucuses, particularly in Colorado. Hang on. All right, we got a guest. Hey, what's up, Crash?
Not much. How are you making out today?
I'm here. I'm here.
Did blood pressure go down at all?
Right now, I'm beat up and ready to give in. I'm ready to tap out on this. It's
something else come up?
No, it's just, you know what? We'll talk about it.
Factor.
Yeah, no, even last night, I just with everything, you know, it's a constant downward spiral that I'm just kind of.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about something that'll raise your blood pressure another direction.
All right, what's up?
What's going on? I don't know.
I was talking about, you know what, the WikiLeaks. They have emails of Hillary Clinton. And then,
that's all fake.
Huh? Oh, I know. I love
that's
that.
All fake. Yeah, the Democrats have already proven that the whole website is it's fake. It doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, I love that. Well, some emails could be fake. Some might be real.
Come on.
The heck? What do you do, stealing a car?
No, it's got a stupid alarm on my van, but there's no fob for it. So it works off of the key. Sometimes it arms, sometimes it doesn't. And if you don't hold the key for a certain number of seconds, the door will. The screw-up thing is the door unlocks, but I can't open the door because it'll do that, and then it takes a few minutes for me to get it. Because again, I can only use the key. It's a freaking pain in the butt. Hold on.
Oh, that's funny. Thanks for the laugh. All right.
Now, the true irony is I'm running up accusing me of stealing the vehicle. So, you know.
Nobody pays attention to car alarms anymore. Really, they don't, because a lot of people got desensitized to them. I mean, I remember in the day they used to go off. The wind blew in the right direction. Beep, beep, beep. So what I was actually talking about is with one of the WikiLeaks, the Clinton campaign wrote an email how they were afraid, they feared Obama-style voter fraud in 2016.
Wait. The Democrats are worried about Obama-style voter fraud.
Hillary Clinton during the primary was afraid of Obama-style voter fraud that took her campaign from her in 2008.
What, she was afraid the Republicans were going to use
No.
the same
They were
tactic
afraid the Democrats, there was going to be another candidate that would steal the election, the primary from her by using voter fraud.
Oh, okay. All right. But it's okay to use voter fraud to actually win the presidential election.
Right. But I find it funny is a lot of people have accused the Obama campaign of voter fraud on the Republican side, and it's conspiracy theory. But Hillary, one of the main Democrats, is basically admitting there was voter fraud.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I need a new headset. This thing is like getting all kinds of worked up on me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Can you hear me now?
Nope. All right, so I'm guessing that email is what, filed underneath this is false?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. That was just like a little grenade they threw to try to defuse it, but nobody's buying it. WikiLeaks has like 100% accuracy rate. They have not tampered in the 10 years. They haven't tampered. They haven't done anything to cause question of the validity of any of their leaks that they have done. And what's funny is the Democrats crying about WikiLeaks now. They were laughing and thought it was funny when WikiLeaks was exposing Iraq documents about the Bush administration.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the typical crap. They have no problem with things happening to other people. But as soon as the exact same thing happens to them, the system's unfair, it's inappropriate, it's improper, that's not nice, you said mean words. They're like a bunch of fucking 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's the one thing I will disagree with Trump on. He said that if he was in charge of the judicial system, Hillary Clinton would be in jail. I disagree. Bitch needs to go on timeout. Think of 5 years old. Put her on timeout, take away her binky or something.
Well, you missed it.
We all know where Monica Lewinsky keeps her binky.
Well, you missed the earlier article. It was talking Obama did a rally for Hillary, and he was interrupted multiple times by chants of Bill Clinton's a rapist. They immediately removed those people, which I thought that the Democrats were for that type of stuff because they love it when it happens to Donald Trump. People interrupt, and he has to let them stay because if not, he's silencing the American people.
Well, that honestly, that's the actual funny part is when it's hecklers going after Trump, they're being paid by the DNC. If it's hecklers going after Clinton, it's we want to do this because we disagree with you. And that's it. That's actually what I find most comical is the fact that they have to buy their support.
Well, yeah. Well, the other thing that's funny is he turned around and said, if you want to do this, get your own rally. Stop interrupting me. I mean, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he doesn't want to promote freedom of speech, but they have the right to freedom of speech. And what was it? You got to get your own rally. If you can't get your own rally, don't mess up somebody else's rally. We've got work here to do. Goodness gracious, I'm trying to make a simple point. He alluded to that the protesters were auditioning for a reality show. It's, you know, the hypocrisy that is going on is just oozing, just mind-numbingly speechless stupidity. Where was if this is our democracy at work, this is great. Don't boo, vote. Well, you know what? I also just talked about the numbers that I've seen. There's a more independent poll that has Trump at like 54% or something like that, with Hillary at 30 or 40%. The ABC poll. I want to run this past you and get your take on it.
Okay.
All right, with that whole Trump locker room talk. ABC did a poll. Should he drop out or should he stay in? Now,
Stay in.
Right.
It has nothing to do with it.
57% said stay in. The rest said he needs to drop out. I think that poll shows more about what people are thinking than they realized. Okay? Because the ones that want him to stay in are his supporters at 57%. Those that want him to drop out are pretty much Clinton supporters. So what's that, 47%? All right? That poll actually showed the true reality of what's going on, because all these polls, CNN got nailed again for fraudulent polls. They are polling more Democrats than Republicans in a smaller sample.
Yeah.
In a smaller sample, it's all of them are getting caught doing that. But that poll, that ABC poll, I think shows more the reality of the American outlook on who they're going to vote for. What is your take on that?
Well, I mean, essentially, that's all it's really doing is, okay, they did a poll, whether or not he should drop out. They're kind of looking for something to try to hang the guy on. And essentially, it's all the backers of the one side and the other side that went both ways. So his supporters said, no, he shouldn't drop out because of it. And the other supporters are saying, well, yes, he should, absolutely, because we want Clinton in. So, I mean, it's really just showing where people are going to vote, not really their feelings on whether or not what he said was appropriate. And I think that's what they're going to try to advertise that poll as is, well, this is how people feel about locker room talk, and this is how people feel about Trump's conduct. Well, no, it's actually not. That poll is really just representing who people are planning on voting for in November.
Yeah.
You'd have to do the poll differently to get the other results. You can't just arbitrarily throw a poll up there and then later attach whatever works for your spin. That's
okay.
not how it works.
No, I'm looking at it that it's showing the true outlook on the presidential election. They're not doing it. I'm seeing it and saying that's showing the true numbers.
Yeah. I think that's why it's really what's it. It's just showing where people are standing. I mean, even people that, people that haven't even, technically said who they're going to vote for or whatever,
right.
They might have gotten in on this poll. More likely, this poll had a more broad and proper sample than the other ones that have been done for the actual election. So, yeah, I think it's a bigger indicator of essentially where people's mindsets are going heading into November. To the ballot box.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. So I was thinking along the right lines when I saw that.
Yeah, we were both thinking about. We just phrased it differently, but essentially we were both looking at it the same way.
Because also I have it on Reaver.1. Another site.
You know I don't go to that website.
Yeah. Another site was reporting on these, or like the CNN poll recently that they say Hillary's up by 11 points now. It was like 500 people were polled. A majority, and I forget all the numbers, are Democrats. But the company that was doing it, the guy has direct connections back to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
So, of course, his polls are going to be leaning Hillary. It's, oh my God, you could see the blatant.
The thing is, it doesn't matter with her. Actually, not even just with her. I mean, just with the whole Clinton Foundation, Hillary, Bill, all the rest of this horse shit, that's how it always leads. They haven't gotten, I can't think of anything in recent history that they actually got through an honest, true means. This crap about stronger together honest day's work. She's like, there's no way anybody should listen to a goddamn thing she has to say as soon as she uses the word honest.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm telling you, we need to do
everything that comes out of her mouth.
We need to do a donation drive and do dictionaries for Democrats because they use words that they don't understand. Facts, affordable, honest. And the list goes on. Basic words that you should have learned in,
assault rifle.
Yeah. Do not infringe upon.
Constitution, rights, citizen, illegal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just all.
But I'm serious. I wish I had the time and effort to do dictionaries for Democrats and just get people to donate money to buy a dictionary and have a dictionary to send to every single Democrat federal politician.
Well, okay. You know what? The best way to do that, okay, honestly, this is the best way I think to do it, is we got to put a little bit of a spin on it. I mean, people aren't just going to buy a dictionary for somebody to send to these people. All right? You know when you go to the baseball games, they had that air cannon that would launch the T-shirts into the stands at people?
Okay.
Okay, we sell tickets. We set up on the mall with an air cannon and a bunch of dictionaries. And we sell tickets for people to fire the dictionaries. That would get a turnout. Guaranteed.
Fire dictionaries from an air cannon at politicians. Yeah.
And there's that black helicopter again. What the
Instant millionaires.
Jeez. I mean, these tactics that they use, just honestly, it's really just disgusting to me. I mean, I heard of one this morning. They were talking about, we were talking about all the bullshit going on in New Jersey. Oh, here's one for you. Here's something that they're looking at changing. You know the tax law? You're taxed on where you live, not where you work. Do you remember that whole agreement we had with Pennsylvania?
Oh, yeah, with the tax, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So people that worked in Pennsylvania had to pay New Jersey tax. You were taxed on where you lived. Well, New Jersey is realizing that because we're so jacked up, everybody's leaving. And one of the most common things is go to PA and then just drive over the bridge. So Christie's now saying that he's looking into rescinding that. I think it was like a 40-year agreement.
Yeah,
he's looking into rescinding it, and you will be taxed on where you worked, not where you live. Unless you work in Pennsylvania, and then you're taxed on where you live, not where you. I mean,
yeah, but also let's back it up, because if you live in New Jersey and worked in Philadelphia, you really got taxed hard because you had to pay the Philadelphia right-to-work tax, and then you got hit with New Jersey. So they weren't exactly abiding by all these years either.
No, the whole thing has been screwed. It's another example of this double standard and this, we're going to essentially screw the working middle class.
And that's what it comes down to.
And now the funny thing was, that was the beginning of the whole conversation. And, of course, it spins into politics and everything else. And a guy called in. Now, they specifically said, we're not union bashing, blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy calls in. And he said, look, I haven't taken anything of what you said as union bashing. You even said it. You said it very straight. It's not the union. It's the union bosses. It's the crooked deals. And that's not the pipe fitter. That's not the electrician. They do collective bargaining to protect themselves, and for the most part, it's all the higher-ups that are causing all this shit. Well, he said what he's been told by his union is that if you want to keep your spot, you want to keep your seat, or your spot on the picking list, when you go to the elections in November, you better vote for Clinton.
Yeah, and then
we'll be outside the polling stations supporting Clinton, and if any of our union members go in there and they vote for Trump, you're out of the union.
How are they going to prove that?
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, the guy's saying this, and he's like, this is voter intimidation. This is completely unfair. I get no say now. I don't have a say in the process because my union is threatening me if I don't vote for who they want. And the guy on the radio, he's like, yeah,
that's illegal, too.
That, and it's illegal, and they're not allowed to do it, but it doesn't mean that they don't do it. However, that intimidation only works up to the point where that curtain closes.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's a secret ballot. Say whatever the hell you need to say to keep your job. When you get in there, you vote your conscience.
Yep.
You know, and
what's scary is, okay, the Democrats are backing.
What's scary is that's the goddamn mentality.
Yeah, but hang on.
We're not gonna get what we want, we're going to threaten you.
These unions are backing the Democrats anymore. And how many union projects have been shut down because of the Democrat way? The Keystone Pipeline. That would have created how many union jobs? There's that pipeline that just got shut down with that whole American Indian violence and stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but that was shut down by the Democrats, and it ended union jobs. Jobs are being shipped out of this country left, right, and center because of union rules, because of Democrat rules, and it's destroying union jobs. How much longer do these union workers back a party that's destroying their own job system?
Yeah, the one with the Native Americans, a little bit hit or miss on that one. I really don't think that one should have gone through to begin with. I think that was poorly planned.
I don't know a lot on it, but it's just the fact the Democrat way is destroying union jobs.
No, it absolutely. Here's the funny thing. Here's the truly funny thing is everybody wants to jump on the Republicans and on the capitalists and on, the moneymakers, the businessmen about, well, you just keep shipping everything overseas. Look at why they're doing that. They're not doing it because of the rules they put in place. They didn't put rules in place to then ship everything overseas. They responded to a current situation. And when you make it cost prohibitive to do business in the United States, when you tax everything to the point where it doesn't matter how hard I work, I'm going to lose most of my money to pay for everybody else's freebies, people aren't going to fucking do it. They're going to walk. It's that simple. People are not going to work for everybody else to get freebies for their entire lives. People get pissed off about that. I know I do. I get fucking pissed off about it.
It's, oh my God. Listen, we got to take a break real quick. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising, YouTube, Spreaker, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I don't know if I can make sense out of senseless today. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to support the show or support SHR Media, go to reaver.1/shop. All right, so where were we? Crash.
Well, we were talking about Democratic shenanigans.
Oh, that could take days. Oh, did you hear Glenn Beck's new one?
What was the last thing? What's that?
Glenn Beck said it's the moral choice and all these other, words that you vote for Hillary Clinton.
That's the moral choice?
Let's see if I can find it. But he's now saying you have to vote for Hillary.
There is no way you could ever convince me to vote for that woman.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I think he's finally showing his true side.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The one thing that I know we're going to get out of this election is a hell of a show.
Okay, electing Hillary Clinton is a moral and ethical choice.
Yeah, it'll show how little you got. The woman doesn't even know the definition of those two words.
Now, the funny thing is, it's all over news. He's considering voting for Hillary. He's telling people to vote for Hillary, and he's getting a lot of press, and I'm pretty sure it's hurting his company even worse. And now it's, no, I'm not voting for Hillary in November. But wait a minute, you told everybody to vote for Hillary, but you're not going to vote for Hillary? See, this guy, he's taking out massive loans to try to keep his company going. It's circling the drain. He's shutting down division after division after division, and he just keeps pissing off the American people. How stupid can you be? Well, then again, he is backing Democrats now, so that shows. Oh, that'll get some hate now. But let's see. This one, I think it'll never happen because our government does not do anything to Hillary Clinton. But there's proof that Hillary Clinton is breaking election laws.
They have that proven with the whole primary crap with Sanders.
Well, not even worse. You cannot have any talks, any collusion, any contact with any super PAC. It's something the Democrats push for. That's not right. That's back way of raising money. You can't do that. Hillary Clinton emails show she is in direct contact with her super PACs and have been joint fundraising with them. They have been colluding together through emails. And this is the laws that the Democrats pushed and said it's an unfair advantage to allow these super PACs to be able to collude with the politicians.
Yeah. Again, it's okay for them to do it. It's not okay for anybody else to do it. It's the same fucking crap. And the problem is, our entire system right now is completely bought and paid for by the Democrats and by the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
She knows nobody's going to touch her. I mean, you know what? They're waving it in our face. They're just waving it in the American people's faces that we are above you. You can do nothing to us. We will do whatever the hell we want. So sit there, be quiet, and obey your masters. You know what? Even the nicest goddamn dog's only going to sit there for so long while you're smacking him in the face before he jumps up and fights you. I don't care.
Well, I really think the people, because everybody I talk to, I'm not running across Hillary supporters. I really am not. And everybody I talk to, they're tired of it. It's not so much, I mean, Hillary just is the queen of corruption in politics, but they're just tired of it. They want it to end. And it's both Democrat and liberal, or Democrat and Republican, evenly across the board. And when I'm on the social media stuff, the ones that are backing Hillary that I get in arguments with aren't even U.S. residents. They're Canadian. They're Australian. They're British. I'm never coming across any Americans that are backing her. And that's it. And the best was I had one lady bitching about Russia, saying foreign governments should not be interfering with U.S. elections. And she lives in Dubai and the UK. That's where she's from. She bounces between the two. And when I brought up, the hypocrisy of her saying that, well, it affects other countries, so I have a right to speak up. But you were just complaining about Russia. Well, they have a right because it's going to affect them by your standard. It's, oh my God. But I don't see really any American support sticking up for her that much. Oh, drives me.
Well, the thing is, she's not after the votes of the Americans. She's after the votes of the world.
Oh, it's going to help the world financially.
She wants to win this election through the court of public opinion. Essentially, she's essentially saying that this is all of these policies that are in place, going in place, that we want to push for, is going to make us stronger together as the world. It's going to benefit the entire world. That's all well and good. What the hell are you doing for me here at home? You got to straighten out your own shit before you can help anybody else's. And you cannot prop the world up on a failing system. There's such a saying, we'll support the world when we're failing from the inside out. Now, how long until that collapses? Let's see. It took the European Union, 2 decades?
Actually, a little bit longer than that because it really started right after World War II. But it really didn't get going, to your point, till about 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, but you can look at the same thing here. I mean, essentially, we've already been doing a lot of things that you can look at as building up to, the Trans-Pacific, all these agreements, these trade deals and the free trade, and spread the wealth and all the rest of this crap. I mean, how many freaking tons of money do we ship overseas to bail out other countries? How much of our resources are we outsourcing to other countries to prop up their infrastructure, to prop up their economy? We've been doing this crap already for a generation.
Well,
it's building up to this crap now, and I think that's a big part of it. It's that old thing about the frog in the boiling water. We've been slowly building to this. We've been slowly relinquishing ourselves to everything else, and I think people are finally realizing how bad a lot of this has been, and that we've got to do something about it. We've got to stop it.
Well, one of the points I hate, and it really pisses me off, we need cheap health care like Europe has. What? And the Democrats are pushing that. Well, why should we be paying these high costs compared to Europe? Why are we paying the high drug costs compared to Europe? And then they wonder why I get pissed at the Democrats. Because they pull this shit all the time. They've done it with guns. They're doing it with the finances. It wasn't long ago that agreements were made that the U.S., since we are a richer country, that we should bear the burden of paying higher cost so that Europe, who is a poorer country, so to speak, would get the cheaper health insurance. We are that rich country. We deserve to pay higher. And now they're bitching and crying about the high cost. It's... Oh, my God.
It boggles the mind.
And they do it with guns. Back in, I think it was 88, a lot of these agreements were put in place. The 3 days that the government had to do a background check. There was compromises. Because when they were setting it all up, the Republicans didn't want any background checks. The Democrats wanted unlimited background check or time frame. So it came up, hey, you got 3 days. Oh, great agreement, great agreement. The loophole on the background check allows people to... There's no loophole. It's agreements. It's compromise. It's government. But they complain about it. They bitch and complain about it. Now it's, oh, my God.
I still don't even understand what the loophole is that they're talking about. It's not a loophole that the government has 3 days to do their goddamn job. That's not a loophole. That's a rule.
Yeah.
That's like saying, the loophole is, the speed limit's 55 miles an hour, so the loophole is, as long as you go over it by only 20 miles an hour when there's not a cop around, it's not speeding. That's a loophole. No, it's not. It's breaking the goddamn law. You just didn't get caught. It's not a fucking loophole. It's the same thing with this stupid gun show loophole.
Oh.
That's not a loophole either.
Oh, I can go to another state and buy a gun. I've gotten this with my father-in-law, and it's, no, you can't, Ira. President Obama said, no, try it. You can actually get arrested. You can get arrested if you try to circumvent your state laws by going to another state.
Yes. I go to Pennsylvania, and I try to buy a firearm there. I have to comply with all the same requirements of New Jersey.
Well, let's back it up. The people selling have to, because if not, they are in trouble. They will lose and go to jail for circumventing.
Yeah. I can go to Pennsylvania, and I could buy legal. Well, okay, I couldn't because I'm a New Jersey resident, but a PA resident could go to a gun store in Pennsylvania, and they could buy an AR-15, okay? And they could have the magazine that they want for it, and they could have accessories and everything else. But because I live in the state of New Jersey, I cannot buy that exact same weapon because the dealer has to comply with New Jersey's laws.
Yeah.
I have a restriction on magazines. I have a restriction on accessories. I have restrictions on this. There's actually a lot of dealers that even know, I pointed it out to a dealer once, that there was a reciprocal agreement between their state and my state, for purchasing firearms. And I didn't understand why I couldn't buy one. And he's like, well, yes, there is that agreement. Legally, yes, I can sell it to you. I just won't. So I asked him why, and he said, well, I have the right to refuse service. I was like, well, yeah, I get that. I'm just curious if it was something other than that. He's like, well, that's kind of what I'm using in this case. And the reason is New Jersey is such a bunch of jerks that I'm afraid I'll lose my company and I'll lose my freedom if I screw up one little thing. Just because New Jersey's laws are so convoluted and they're hard to understand, a lot of dealers that I know will not sell to a New Jersey resident. I was like, okay, I understand that. That makes perfect sense to me. And you know what? I can't fault the guy for it. It sucks. I wasn't able to buy the rifle, but hey, you know what? I can understand it. The guy's got to look after himself. He's got to protect his family. And it's because of all this bullshit. No, there's my rant for the day. Sorry.
Oh, well, Mike Rowe has, I haven't read everything, but I'm going to go over what I've read so far and keep going with it. I love Mike Rowe and his comments on things. You got all these celebrities telling people to go out and vote. Do this, do that. And I guess someone asked why he's not part of it. And his response was, thanks for the kind words, I appreciate it. I also share your concern for our country and agree wholeheartedly that every vote counts. However, I'm afraid I can't encourage millions of people whom I've never met to run out and cast a ballot, simply because they have the right to vote. That would be like encouraging everyone to buy an AR-15 just because they have the right to bear arms. I would need to know a few things about them before offering that kind of encouragement. For instance, do they know how to care for a weapon? Can they afford the cost of the weapons? Do they know the history of violence? Are they mentally stable? In short, are they a responsible citizen? Casting a ballot is not so different. It is an important right that we all share, and one that impacts our society in dramatic fashion. But it's one thing to respect and acknowledge our collective rights, and quite another thing to affirmatively encourage people I've never met to exercise them. And yet my friends in Hollywood do that very thing, and they're at it again. For 4 years, celebrities and movie stars look earnestly into the camera and tell the country to get out and vote. They tell us it's our most important civic duty, and they speak as if the very act of casting a ballot is more important than the outcome of the election. This strikes me as somewhat hysterical. Does anyone actually believe that Leonardo DiCaprio, Ellen DeGeneres, and Ed Norton would encourage the masses to vote if they believed the masses would elect Donald Trump? Regardless of their political agenda, my celebrity pals are fundamentally mistaken about our civic duty to vote. There is simply no such thing. Voting is a right, not a duty, and not a moral obligation. Like all rights, the right to vote comes from some responsibility. But let's face it, the bar is not set very high. If you believe aliens from another planet walk among us, you are welcome at the polls. If you believe the world is flat and the moon landing was completely staged, you are invited to cast a ballot. Astrologists, racists, ghost hunters, sexists, and people who rely upon magical 8 balls to determine their daily wardrobe are all allowed to participate. In fact, and to your point, they're encouraged. The undeniable reality is this: our right to vote does not require any understanding of current events or any awareness of how our government works. So when a celebrity reminds the country that everybody's vote counts, they are absolutely correct. But when they tell us that everybody in the country should get out there and vote regardless of what they think or believe, I got to wonder what they're smoking. He keeps going on, but I just love that. It's everybody's right to own an AR-15, but I don't hear those celebrities telling everybody to go out and buy one.
No, the thing is, that's the nice thing about a right. I have the right to own one. I also have the right to not own one. I mean, I mean, that's funny. I like that.
I love his outtakes and his look on life. I may not always agree with exactly what he has to say, but I love how he says it.
Just the way he puts it sometimes.
Oh, there's like this quote-unquote test you can take about politics right now and the candidates. And it rates you and it gives you, percentage of where you agree with that candidate. And with Donald Trump, I got 85%. And you know what? I was like, I'm very happy with that. I don't believe I should be agreeing 100% with anybody. I might say here, hey, I 100% agree with you on that. Maybe that statement. But doesn't mean I'm going to agree 100% with a candidate. Nobody should. That means you're blind following. You may agree with a lot of the statements, but there's some stuff I don't agree with Trump. But doesn't mean I'm not going to vote for him. I don't think he's the right candidate. But also,
this is the debate that comes up with every single election. We may not agree with every single point of the candidate we're voting for. We may not disagree with every single point of the candidate we're not voting for. But we're voting for who we feel is going to be the best out of the two in the current situation moving forward. That's what we're voting for. It's not a la carte. It's not like I can say, well, I'm going to vote for Trump's left arm and Hillary's.
Yeah.
I got nothing on that one, sorry.
Yeah, it's...
Pantsuit.
Well, that she is excellent on.
That she's what?
Well, I was saying she's excellent on her pantsuits, but even then, because some of them, holy shit. I've seen drapes with the same material and pattern. It is... I don't know.
Oh, damn. Almost the end of the show, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. We got like just over a minute. So anything you want to go over for the last minute?
Not that I can think of.
It's
other than the fact that I might end up going after. Well, our listeners don't know about this, but I've been dealing with a stolen valor incident at my place of employment. So that might be my afternoon is out in the SOB. Oh, I got his PO's number.
Oh, God.
Well, no, my way of looking at it is this. When I looked up,
so wait a minute, he's currently on parole.
He's got an ankle monitor.
And he's charged with what? What was he found guilty of?
He was found guilty of violating the Stolen Valor Act.
And what's he being accused of at your job now?
Same thing, stolen valor. He's been walking around the shop ever since he started there. And I didn't have any reason to really question it up until recently when his stories weren't making sense. They didn't add up. But he, let's see, suffers from PTSD. He's got a blown-out eardrum that was caused by an IED when he was in Afghanistan. He's airborne. He's worked alongside Special Forces.
Isn't airborne Special Forces?
No, airborne's one of the stepping stones to becoming Special Forces. Airborne, Rangers, all that type of stuff. They're considered one. Okay, all right. Let me rephrase that because I'm going to get yelled at by my uncle because I didn't do that right. They are part of Special Forces Command, I believe. But when people reference Special Forces, they're normally referencing like Green Beret. The Green Berets or Delta, those guys, that's a part of. But yes, Rangers and Airborne is also a part in that same command structure, I do believe. And if I get that wrong, my uncle's going to severely laugh and kick my ass, and then probably laugh some more. But in any case, I know there's no way he got the ankle monitor for the Stolen Valor thing. I know that just doesn't make any sense. What I believe is, if I'm putting everything together correctly, is he got the ankle monitor for receiving stolen property at a firearms offense. It was after that he got the whole Stolen Valor thing. Kid's got a bit of a rap sheet.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, in any case, we're going to see how the afternoon goes. But if he doesn't get outed today, it'll probably definitely happen tomorrow after I confer with a few people.
All right. Well, you have fun with your day. We're actually overtime, so.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys tonight. If not, we'll talk next week.
All right, guy. And to everybody, I will talk to everybody tonight for Southside Mutts. This has been the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on SHR Media. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.